Welcome to La Jefa Experience, the place where moms in any stage of motherhood come to get tools, tips, and support to thrive as the CEO of their life and family. Welcome, Jefas from all over the world. Hello, hello, hello. And welcome to episode 3 of La Jefa Experience. I am your host, Rocio. If you are just joining us for the first time or listening to the podcast for the first time, a Jefa is a mom and boss who knows when she grows, so do those around her. She's on a mission to be her best self and is relentless in stepping outside of her comfort zone to stress less, love more, and be unstoppable. If that sounds like you are in the right place, my Jefa. Today, I am coming to you from a new studio. As you can tell, I am also coming to you visually because this is where I wanted to take the podcast. I wanted to take this show to a place where you can see me as I am recording for you and I am speaking to you, my Jefa. And I wanted you to see my quirkiness and the, the things that I do with my hands and my face, as I would consider myself to be extremely animated. So, and it is something about myself that I do enjoy, and something that I have also been working on in my public speaking. Yet it's me, and this is what makes me is my animation and my facial expressions. So I wanted to get you guys to connect to me more by seeing that as well. So um, before we continue and we go on, I do want to mention a couple of things that are going on, upcoming events from me and the brand La Jefa Experience, and even my Mama Chingonas, because I am starting my new Mama Chingona group this week. It is what I am currently doing in addition to the podcast to help mamas intentionally start doing things for themselves by goal setting goals for things that they want to achieve and intentionally working towards these goals, or starting to work towards these goals, because I spent 4 weeks with these ladies, and not everything gets done in 4 weeks. It's the start of a process, the start of habitual tendencies and steps and a discipline that goes along with creating new habits, right? So I want to invite you to check out the Mama Chingona Challenge. I will attach that link to the landing page in the notes, in the show notes, and then also too, just checking out the podcast. I will be dropping a weekly episode every Tuesday morning. I have committed to that, as I am continuing to dial in my process for recording these podcasts, because I am in real time a mom. And so, as you guys can imagine, it is a process to set aside time to do these things, and I am enjoying the learning process, and doing my best to remember that it is a learning process, ladies, because as is when you start anything new, right? It's a bumpy road at the beginning, yet I have faith that I'm going to learn what I need to learn, and I'm going to make this what I want to make it in order for this to be smooth and effortless at some point. So, hey, I tell you guys to have grace and patience, and I tell you because I do my very best to do that as well, and be in integrity with that as well. So I am human also, and I'm learning a new process, and that comes along with starting something new. So, with that being said, check out Mama Chingona, check out the Jefa Experience, La Jefa Experience, and I will be dropping an episode every Tuesday for you guys here on YouTube and Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts as well. Without further ado, today I want to talk to you ladies about the power of receiving. Why is it so important to receive? Well, mama, I talked to you about being the CEO of your life and your family. When it comes to doing things outside of your family role and your mama role, um, the best way that I am finding this to flow and be ease and grace is to be intentional, right? And also to ask for support and receive the help and the support that's already there in front of me. So, this is what I want to talk to you about today. Being that CEO of your life and family will be so important to um, uh, receive the help. Receive the help that you have available to you. I want to preface this by understand that not everybody has help and support available yet. I will also encourage you, mamas, to see with a different look with through a different lens. Is this an accurate fact that you don't have support and help in your life? Or is it a story that we could be making up to um, support the narratives that we have? I'll dive into that in in a little bit. This is what I mean by, oh, I heard a quote. Let me share the quote that I had heard that got me thinking, wow, this is amazing. There is a direct correlation between a woman's ability to receive and what she can achieve. I repeat, there is a direct correlation between a woman's ability to receive and what she can achieve. I don't remember who said this, and I couldn't find it. There doesn't seem to be a particular person that said this, but it resonated with me so much because I know and I'm aware that I have struggled with receiving in the past. Um, and what does this look like? Well, at some point, right, when you have got get to a point where you get to a like breaking point or rock bottom where it seems like you're giving, 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 and you never get in return, mamas. Um, you think to yourself, well, if you want to get something done, well, you have to do it yourself. Um, Another thing is, well, you just don't trust. You don't trust people to do things for you, or you feel bad when people offer to do something for you and you don't want to be a burden to them, right? All of these things show up. And well, what's the long term effects of these short term things being there is overwhelm, stress, feeling like you don't have enough time, not having enough energy because you're running around trying to do everything all at once. Um, you are exhausted, or the whole reason why we're here, you end up leaving yourself out of the equation. You end up just giving, 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 giving from an empty cup, mama, and never replenishing, never adding back to that cup, never filling your cup to the point where, I know lots of mamas that have waited all the way till they're empty nesters to actually start doing something for themselves. More recently, I had a client who expressed to me that she hadn't done one thing for herself in the past decade until she actually joined my challenge. And that is the long term effects, right? That is a long term um, hell of what could happen when we are not learning to receive, when we are not seeking support, when we are not accepting um, help. And an exhausted woman isn't an empowered one, mamas. So how is it that you are supposed to try to do things for yourself, try to better yourself, try to run a home, a family, and then do stuff for yourself? Well, the fact of the matter is that you can't because you're so weighed down with low level things and things that could be avoided, things that you can do better. So that is what I want to talk to you about today, because I found that this was something in my life that I was struggling with. And it took my awakening, my waking up to what this was when I went to my retreat, when this whole thing just broke open to me and I saw the light that, my boss at the time, who's now my husband, was offering me the opportunity to go to this retreat that he had just came back from, saw amazing benefits, results, and awakenings from, and he was offering it to his staff. And well, I was part of his staff and I was so ready for something like this. So I took him up on the offer, yet not before telling him that he was not going to pay for me and that I was going to pay for myself and I didn't need his money. Um, and well, I went there for one thing and I got many other lessons, which um, a part of them was not being able to receive. This man was showing me his love by offering to pay for my trip, my retreat, and or half of it at least. And I wasn't receptive to it, and I went to this retreat wondering where is my great love and why can't I find him and what is it that I'm missing? And well, he was standing right in front of me. And one of the things he was trying to do was show me love, and I just couldn't receive it. So my lesson at the retreat was the that learning to receive would open up the gateway to many other things in life that I have wanted, but I had been blocking because I didn't know how to receive. I didn't know how to accept help, support, love. As I was looking at it from one lens, one particular lens, and I was so hell bent on looking at it through this lens that I didn't see all the other um, uh, beautiful, abundant things that were staring me in the face, like this man's love, for instance. So at this retreat, I was told because Anat, my beautiful, beautiful friend, mentor, and guide at the retreat, was noticed this about me. She noticed that I didn't know how to receive, that that was one of my weaknesses. So she said, "This is what we're going to do for the remainder of the day today. I want you to sit back and not lift one finger to do anything for yourself. I have already talked to the ladies here. There was 5 other ladies, I believe, with me at the retreat. And she said, I have already talked to all of these ladies and they are ready to be at your helm, my queen, for it, whatever it is that you need for today. If you want a glass of water because you're thirsty, if you're hungry, you don't lift a finger, they're going to serve you your dinner. If you want to pick something up off the table in front of you, you're going to ask somebody to to get that for you. And I got so uncomfortable. I was like, oh my gosh, no, 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 we're not going to do that. She's like, no, we are going to do that because this is your lesson. This is a lesson for you in receiving. And and that's what we did. And it was hard, ladies. It was hard because my automatic uh, in my initial instinct, right? My automatic behavior is to just do for myself. Um, and that was my lesson then. One of my other lessons, and that was before I was a mother, let alone a wife. My most recent lesson has been in motherhood because imagine I struggled with this already before being a wife, before being a mother. How do you think this is going if I'm still struggling with it in motherhood? And how do you think this is, how much harder do you believe, or do you see, or can you imagine that this has gotten in motherhood when I want to be an amazing mom, want to be an amazing partner, and then also, too, I'm doing my very best to not forget about the woman behind all of that, right? Or the woman in front of all of that. And well, as you can imagine, it gets harder. It gets harder, it's more challenging. And with that, the beauty of it all, the gift that I get to be more intentional with my time. I get to receive more because I have the opportunity to receive. I have people who love me and people who understand what I am attempting to do in creating the life that I want, creating the life that I desire. So I get to accept and I get to practice receiving more help, receiving more gifts and yeah, help and support in doing these things intentionally so that I can thrive in being a great mom, being a great partner, being an amazing human, and then giving to the world as well. So that is what I wanted to share with you all today. I do have a solution. I want to give you tools and tips and tricks that you can use, practical tools and tips and tricks that you can use to work on this in your life. So I had started reading and was looking into The Power of Receiving by Amanda Owen because I wanted to get better at this. And in the book, she talks about um, monks. She talks about monks from the Himalayas and how um, they had gone through years of monk training, living in the Himalayas. And she was talking about after all of these years of the training that they had to go through to become a monk, the final thing that they were asked to do was to go out into the streets and beg for alms. Period. That was the whole story. They go through years and years and years of monk training, and then at the end, their graduation, their rite of passage is to go into the streets and beg for alms. So you see, ladies, mamas, Jefas of the world, we're not the only ones that struggle with it. Humans as a whole, we all struggle with it. And as females, for us, it is much I would say confidently that because we are nurturers, the feminine, right? The feminine energy tends to overgive, to overdo, to over nurture. And it can become extremely difficult for us to work on this, let alone monks, right? Who have been doing all this training and now they're being asked to help to beg for money. Um, and all of this to just show you that it is something that naturally we do, right? Even more so if you have that feminine energy and you're female. Um, and for us, it is extremely, extremely important if we want to thrive and not just survive in life. If we want to do other things outside of motherhood and partnership and family for ourselves, which we're worthy of. You should be able to do that. You can do that. You will do that. Start practicing receiving. And this is what Amanda Owens talks about in this book of The Power of Receiving. She gives a spiritual practice that you can use to actually start putting yourself in a receptivity state, and a spiritual practice that you can use to start strengthening the muscle of receiving. So, three steps, okay? It's A, B, and C, what she talks about. A being number one, which is accept all compliments. No more pushing energy away, mamas. When someone says, hey, I love that shirt, I want you to practice saying thank you and sitting with your thank you. You don't need to say anything more. You don't need to push away the compliment by saying, oh my gosh, this whole thing I bought it at a thrift store for $1. You don't need to say anything more. Receive the compliment, sit with the thank you, no need to add fluff. Receive graciously. It is a gift to the person that is giving you the compliment that you say thank you and nothing more. So practice that. All compliments, all of them. Every single one that you get. Open your ears and receptors up to any time that you get a compliment and say thank you. Second part of this practice, number two, which is the be, right? Be spiritually naked. What does this mean? Well, it means simply to be transparent, unapologetically you. Okay. There, I know they're in society, there's all these roles, right? And depending on what role you're in, sometimes you can mask what you're going through or what you're thinking or even how you're feeling. And what this part of the practice means to be spiritually naked is to just be. Get out of your social role and accept what is going on with you. Be transparent. Be genuine to how you're expressing it, who you're expressing it to. Obviously, with this, mamas, there will be boundaries, right? There will be boundaries to who you want to express those things to. Yet, don't cover it up. Be honest. Be you. Okay. You don't need to say that you are having an amazing day if you're really not. Find a way for you to be authentic and true to yourself and how you're feeling and what you're going through. Okay. The third part of this practice, which is C, count your blessings. Count your blessings to me means gratitude. Okay. And with gratitude, I want to say this: it doesn't need to be done at a specific time of the day. It doesn't need to be done as part of only as part of your morning practice. I do encourage that you do it in the morning because it's a beautiful way to wake up and instantly be injected with gratitude. Okay. However, yet it doesn't only need to be done in the morning. This could be done throughout your day, moment to moment. So what Amanda Owen talks about in this book with Count Your Blessings is be grateful moment to moment, where you're at right now, in the now. What are you grateful for sitting here as I'm recording this podcast with you guys? I'm grateful for the opportunity that I get to have this equipment to record this podcast for you guys, with you guys. I'm grateful to have this space for me to do it. That's counting your blessings. It's not necessarily waking up in the morning and saying, I'm grateful for my health, and I'm grateful for my family, and I'm grateful for my uh, um, uh, the sun, whatever the case may be, right? Like you guys get what I'm getting to. That be grateful in the now. What are you grateful for in the now? It encourages the receiving, it balances on the giving, and this helps you with learning how to receive more. Okay. Um, that's it, mamas. That's it. There's three things I want you to practice and to work on to strengthen this muscle, this receiving muscle. Accept all compliments, be authentically you, unapologetically you, spiritually naked, and count your blessings. Go out and try this exercise to strengthen this receiving muscle, and the world will give you more in all the ways in every area of your life. When you start to receive more, you find that you have more time to do things. You find that you have more positivity in your life. You find that you feel more abundant, and you will start to work and operate from abundance versus from lack. Okay. Lack, fear, all that low level crap keeps you from love, light, abundance. Okay, ladies, mamas, go out there, try this out. Let me know how this goes. Comment in put comments in the comments below and let me know how this goes for you. Okay, remember you are worthy. You are worthy of having the time. You are worthy of receiving. You are worthy of giving. A queen receives. A queen sits on her throne and receives. So those that are around you, those that love you the most, those that support you the most, will want to give you everything you need in order to do the things that you want to do. Everything that you want, everything that you need is already within you. Let's look for those opportunities. One of them starts by learning how to receive. Okay, ladies? If you like this episode or my message resonates with you, mama, make sure to subscribe to the channel here. Look for me on Instagram at Ro_Cisco. Look for me on Facebook at Rocio Cisco. And listen to this podcast on Spotify, Apple, or Google Podcasts. You are worthy, mamas. You are the Jefa. You are the CEO of your life and your family. Go out there and get them. Have an amazing week. Have an amazing rest of your day. And I will catch you guys next Tuesday. Ciao.